competitions, especially competitions at Christmas. What's that? Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, when I came in this afternoon, a bit of sad news to start off with. The local Braintree Garden Centre, there's been £10,000 worth of Christmas trees stolen. Yeah. The police officer said to me that he's looking for witnesses for the theft, but he's not too concerned because he said we will catch the criminals because they've got the special branch involved. You tweaked that, did you? Brilliant. The thing is that a lot of people say to me, Ian, how can you do a Christmas presentation when, what's your credibility? What's your credentials? I said, well, I've got a red jacket, haven't I? Red jacket to start with. But I do actually know Father Christmas personally. Yes, I actually know him personally. Whoa, amazing. And I was talking to him the other day and I said to him, how are you? He said, I'm fine and everything else. And a lot of people say to me, what is the real Father Christmas like? And I'm a bit nervous to tell people really. And people look at me and say, well, he must be a lovely man. I said, well, he's okay. I said, but he's a bit tight. People say to me, tight? What, he gives out all these presents to all the children? I said, yeah, I said, he's a bit tight. I said, give you an example. Last year, do you know how much he paid for his sleigh? Nothing. It was on the house. This year, Father Christmas has come to an all-time low. I mean, a real all-time low. I said to him yesterday, what are you up to then? He said, I've stuck Rudolph and Blitzen on eBay. I said, you've done what? He said, look, I've got to raise loads of extra money. He said, I've stuck them on eBay. I went, oh dear, you're going to be RSPCA after you, aren't you? He said, I don't care. He said, I want to raise some money. Literally this morning I bumped into him. I said, any news on the old, sort of Rudolph and Blitzen? He said, no, I can't sell them. I said, why can't you sell them? Too dear. The one thing about Father Christmas, though, is he needs to look after himself, doesn't he? He needs to look after. He's got a real responsibility to distribute all the presents to all the children. He's got a real responsibility. Now, if he got ill and he needed a GP appointment, do you remember those GP appointments? Do you remember? You'd ring up and they'd say, oh, hello there, Braintree Doctor Surgery. And you say, oh, can I have an appointment? Oh, when would you like? 3 o'clock Tuesday, 4 o'clock Wednesday, all these sort of things. You'd walk into this room, wouldn't you? With all chairs, and you'd sit down and wait for the doctor to call you. He should be so lucky. The thing about Father Christmas, he doesn't need to worry about the NHS because he's got his own private health service. Of course, the thing about Christmas is the birth of baby Jesus. The birth of baby Jesus. And there was Mary, there was Joseph, and Mary looked down and said, beautiful baby Jesus, £7 6 ounces. And Joseph turned around and looked and said, yeah, £7 6 ounces. And I'm thinking to myself, how on earth do they know baby Jesus is £7 6 ounces? Simple really, away in a manger. I'm glad you're laughing, I'm very impressed. Okay.